What's up, everybody? It's The Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here. Actually, I'm also from 103 GBF, I should mention. 103GBFrocks.com. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting, the Rocket Man, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
I have to go to a middle school to watch kids talk to an astronaut.
Hashtag radio.
Living the dream.
This is, I mean, I just love this story because it's so radio, but we were able to get a podcast and we're going to be able to chat about everything Elimination Chamber. Cause you said what, 40 minutes from now, the hard out?
The hard out is 40. If I can get under that, then we're good. So we have at least 30 minutes to chat.
And we've got 5 matches to talk about.
Right. We really do. And I only have a few notes on each of them, although we can dive deep on a few if you'd like to. I'd like to congratulate you for winning the Lock of Destiny.
It didn't take long last night. First 45 minutes. But you know what? I have to be honest with you. You know what I'm more proud of as I do have the Lock of Destiny back, and I'm happy that I do. What I'm most proud of was that because I was getting teamed up on like crazy about the placement of the Women's Elimination Chamber match.
I feel like that you had no reason to believe that it would be first. You were right that it was first, but everything they've done up to this point tells me that they were just going to pander. And because history. So everyone agreed with me that it was going to be last, but it ended up not being last.
No, it ended up being first. But let me tell you what made the difference, in my opinion, regarding the placement of the match. When you look back to the Hell in the Cell, that match got more focus and more talked about than any of the men's Hell in a Cell matches from 2016 now.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the Women's Royal Rumble, I also feel like that match got more hype and more talked about than the Men's Royal Rumble match. The Elimination Chamber, I feel like the women being in, when you think about how much television time has been devoted to the Men's Elimination Chamber versus the women's, I feel like it was totally foolish. I get where you guys are coming from. Like they forced history down our throats, which they were kind of doing last night during the match. But I was like, I just can't imagine this time they're going to do that.
I never dreamed to do it with the Royal Rumble, and they wouldn't have if they hadn't had the Ronda Rousey thing.
That's probably true.
Because I disagree. I don't think that they promoted the Women's Royal Rumble more than the men's. They gave them both the same amount of gravitas.
Okay, well, even if it was equal, that's still way more even than the every focus. I mean, there was. It's
history. I know the WWE really well, and I just bet on them doing the weird thing because history. That's why. Because women. Because Me Too. Like I really thought that was what was going to happen.
Yeah, well, it didn't, and so it was an interesting first match because essentially, I just needed anybody but Sasha Banks to win, and I won the Lock of Destiny.
Sure.
Because even if someone besides Alexa or Sasha won, that tie would go to me because the match was first.
Right. Now, I normally don't do this, but because you do this, I'm going to say, while I didn't get it right, my second choice was right, so I'm going to take a little bit of a victory there anyways.
Okay, but my first choice was right.
Right, but this is what you said with the Royal Rumble. Like when I was winning and I was like, yeah, I won. You were like, yeah, but my second choice, I said that if it wasn't this one, it was going to be that one. And so then I'll just do the same to you and say, well, I did say if it wasn't this one, it was going to be that one.
Did I scoop you on your Royal Rumble?
You did.
Well, I've given you a lot of praise for getting both of those Rumble calls right.
You've given me none. You called me a bum.
Be serious. Will you stop?
Will you stop? I'm just being an antagonist. No, it was great.
Being second
place, Alexa Bliss.
Being second place out of 30, a little different than being second place out of 6.
No, but okay. You were second place twice out of 30, twice.
That's true.
I was first twice out of twice.
Well, yeah, no. Listen, predicting.
Just give me the win. Just give me the win.
For Elimination Chamber or for the Rumble?
No, for the Rumble. I don't need it for Elimination Chamber. It's a B pay-per-view. That's what you do.
Jared, I can go back and pull many clips of me saying that was an amazing performance you had at the Rumble.
I know.
So, And I'm not going to lie. First of all, yes, Elimination Chamber, B show, much
B
easier
show.
to predict than a Royal Rumble match. You deserve
Not
all
for
the praise.
Not for me.
Well, you got a 1 in 6 chance as opposed to a 1 in 5 chance or a 1 in 30 chance.
At one point, I was like, "Am I going to get any of these matches right? Can that even happen?" Because we were wrong about Titus Worldwide.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that was the long shot, in my opinion. That was like that was the match where I was like, "You're never gonna. We'll disagree on that one for sure." And
sure.
you came out with the Titus Worldwide, and I was like, "Oh man, I can't believe that."
Did you like that match? I thought that was a good tag match.
Yeah. Let's start with this. Can we start with grades so that I know where we're coming from?
Sure.
I've got a strong grade in my head. I don't feel like I'm going to waver on it, and I'm not back and forth between 2 grades. I know what I feel.
Okay.
I feel last night was a C+, and I can go into why if you need me to.
You're not going to have to sell me hard. Maybe on the plus part. If you're hard on the plus, and I get it, but I was a C-. I was thinking C- to almost D+. And there were good things that happened. There were really good things that happened, but they all suffered from one thing or another. If we dive into it, I think that the women's match was great once Sonya Deville got eliminated. God, she sucks.
I thought
she was a liability in there, and I don't mean from like an injury standpoint. I mean, she just sucks. She botched everything. I can't wait for that idiot to go away. She took away from that match. The minute she was eliminated, it got better. It was addition by subtraction. It was an okay match, but it was still like, it just wasn't what the men's elimination chamber match would be. Go to the men's elimination chamber match. I thought that was a stellar match. That was a great match from front to back. It suffered only from its predictability. Its predictability is what made that match suffer.
I thought, and this was part of my praise for the show, because a lot of the card is, I mean, when you put both elimination chambers up together, that's like half the card right there.
Yeah.
I thought both elimination chambers were very well written. Like there's sometimes where let's take a Royal Rumble, for example, where the producers take a lot of time in crafting everyone's spot on the show, who eliminates who and why, and it tells an overarching story. And then there's some times where I feel like they just tell the boys to go out and here's who's going to win. This is a good example of, I felt like every elimination had a purpose. There was an overarching story in both of the chamber matches that I enjoyed. And let's start with the women's. When it came down to, you said it was when Deville got eliminated. I agree with that. But specifically when Bliss came into the ring, man, I thought the women's match told a fantastic story. I thought it was really, really good, specifically for the last 3 with Bayley, Sasha, and Bliss.
Her running away from the 2 and being chased, and then I thought Sasha Banks turning on Bayley was a little soon, but it was still good. Like it told a great story, and that's the one match I watched with both kids. And then it was time for bed, and they were into it, and Allison was into it because Bayley's her favorite, so she was going crazy.
Yeah, I thought there was a good chance by the end of the night that would be the match of the night, but the men wound up delivering.
It's like the men watched it and said, "Okay, we can do that better."
Yeah,
we're gonna bring it.
But the men was the same thing. The men, every elimination had tied into an overarching story. It was just well written. It was well executed. It wasn't boring. I will say this to my credit, I watched dedicatedly to almost all of the pay-per-view last night, more than I usually do. I'm usually social media-ing or, wedding stuff or cooking, whatever. I was really focused on the show last night. And so I feel like I really was a part of it last night. So yeah,
you were dialed in,
but also the show did suffer from predictability. I really don't want my pay-per-views to go over 3 hours.
No.
If it's one thing if it's booked as 4 hours, like I know the pay-per-views moving forward after WrestleMania are supposed to be. I just want them to be on time. I don't like when they go a half hour over, even though I know they can. I pace myself for the 3 hours. You know what I mean?
Right. And now that they're going to go 4 hours, we're going to get one that's 4.5.
That's what I'm really worried about. And that's just a lot. It's just a lot to ask of the audience, I feel like. So, I mean, I get
too
burnt.
much.
I mean, every week we're watching 3 hours of Raw. I get really burnt at that time. To go 3.5, I just get really frustrated. So
every one of the matches, though, while I didn't hate anything.
Yeah.
I didn't. They all suffered from one thing or another, you know, like the Matt Hardy Bray Wyatt one. It was an okay match. I thought it went a little long, but I loved the entrance. Like that one, I picked something I loved how they did the beginning of that match.
Let me further praise that, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I'll go as far as saying, while it didn't win me over, this was the most I've enjoyed the Woken gimmick.
Yeah, when the lights go out and Bray Wyatt shows up and the coat's gone and he can't find Matt Hardy, that's great.
Yeah.
Like, I loved when he couldn't find Matt Hardy. I was like, oh, okay, that's a little different.
Also, I feel like this is one of the first times, at least in WWE, that we've seen this. Like, you know how we complain that when Finn Balor dresses up like the Demon, one of our complaints is that he's no different than normal Finn Balor?
Yes.
With Broken Matt Hardy or Woken Matt Hardy last night, I feel like we got someone who behaved and wrestled differently than Matt Hardy.
That's to Matt Hardy's credit, and it says a lot about Finn Balor. Finn's still pretty young, but I don't think he has the psychology of the Demon. And I've heard on our own Post to Post Universe post show that Finn doesn't really particularly like the Demon. And so that's kind of why they got away from it.
I was, especially when he was the last entrant last night, I thought he was going to maybe do it, dress up like the Demon. I'm glad he didn't.
Maybe WrestleMania.
Yeah,
maybe
WrestleMania
not.
For sure. But I don't think every pay-per-view we need to have that.
I liked everything about that Elimination Chamber except how predictable it was at the end. You know, I liked when they were all coming out and they were looking at each other. They're telling a good story with John Cena too, by the way. I
see where they're going now. Correct.
Did you watch Raw Talk?
No.
Afterwards, he did an emotional. He was on with Renee and that one dude that did.
Peter or Paul Rosenberg?
Yeah, it was Paul. Peter Rosenberg was that guy. Rosenberg.
Derek Murphy.
Jake the Snake Roberts, happy birthday. So it's that guy. He's on, and he was like almost near tears. And he's saying like he's trying to juggle too much. Maybe he doesn't have a clear cut path to WrestleMania.
That's his angle.
And he was.
This is how it's all going to come together. Go ahead.
He ended it with a very unique thing, though, like an interesting. He said, "I'm gonna have to break etiquette." He said, I'm going to have to break etiquette. I'm going to have to just do it a different way. I've got to make sure I can be there. And they were like, what do you mean by that? He's like, we'll talk about that later. And then he walked away. But he was like, I'm not retiring. He's like, it's not like I'm limping to the ring. I can perform at a high level. I've just been slipping, and I've got to. So here comes The Undertaker.
That's the thing, is he's going to make his own path to WrestleMania, and that's going to be the thing. And that's cool, whatever. I hope he calls Undertaker a bitch.
Bitch. That's Roman Reigns.
I wanted to go there. By the way, who Angle used it last night?
He did. I think he was supposed to get cut off early, but he still did it.
It was enough. So I
said to my wife, watch this. Get ready. She was watching it.
Yeah, I told Brittany this is going to be the Sports Center moment tomorrow. And
I said, get ready. He's going to blow it. I said, he can't see WWE. He's going to botch something terribly. Watch. And she was like, he hasn't even talked yet. I was like, that's by design. They've taken away. And then as soon as he starts talking, mistake, WrestleMania 21. I mean 31.
At least he caught himself.
Oh! And Triple H wasn't much better. And Ronda Rousey wasn't much better.
Ronda was, I hate to say this. Now listen. So
Stephanie McMahon was the best on the mic in those four, and that's a problemo.
Nothing about Triple H bothered me, but Ronda's got some work to do on the mic. I'm still extremely excited she's here. I'm very pro Rousey. I know this is out of her comfort zone, the talking part, but I do think she showed that she's got a lot of work to do on the mic. And the only way to do that is jump in the pool. You got to. You don't.
And she's in now. I mean, she put Triple H to a table. There's your water cooler moment.
Yeah, that was the water cooler moment for sure, which is why I gave it technically an above average grade, just slightly. I feel like that was really the only big water cooler moment. It was still somewhat predictable. I mean, if you go back to our conversation, our predictions episode, I mean, we called down the line, with the exception of going through a table, exactly what was going to happen. We called all the players. We called the way it would happen. I mean, we did. We called it. And yeah, I mean, I called Alexa Bliss. We called Roman Reigns. I mean, nothing really surprised us last night, but that was the water cooler moment.
Yeah, and we had a hunch as to the four. You know, the fourth guy had rotated. It could be Braun Strowman. They were trying to get The Rock, and then it just kind of hit me, Kurt Angle, probably, and then those four came out, and that's what it's going to be, right? That's going to be the match.
Yeah, I mean, unless the only thing I think would change that is if Rock can make WrestleMania, but I don't think that's going to happen, or at least work, you know, because he's under contract for a film right now. So I don't think, even if he can make it, which I don't think he can, but even if he can, I don't think he can work. But if he can, he'll get the match. And
Stephanie McMahon, she pasted Ronda pretty good in the face, I thought. She gave her a nice slap.
They both gave each other. Yeah, absolutely. No, listen, I'm really on board with Ronda. She just needs either.
She came out with a jacket to fit, dude. I mean, like, I was like, yes.
I like her entrance. I like that she's here. Like, I'm really on board with her. We just got to either get her a mouthpiece or give her some time on the mic.
Yeah.
It was rough. You could tell she got lost several times.
I don't know if she knew what to say. Like, when she started, she was like, I don't even know what to say. She literally said, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I was like, oh, my goodness. Here we go. I was like, let Kurt. And I thought Kurt was supposed to stop her before he did. I think he got lost.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because at one point she looks over and she's like, Kurt, what are you doing? Like, I was like, oh, Kurt, you were supposed to stop her from signing her name.
Yeah, there was some sort of misfire there. And, like, you know, when she asked Kurt if he had something to say, like, something seemed missing there.
Like, do you have something to say, Kurt? He's over there rolling his eyes like exaggerated. The minute her pen touches paper, he's got to just go, stop. I can't let you do it. That's the way to do that. Yeah. Instead, he just stands there looking 3 feet shorter than he actually is. And then she's like, Kurt, why don't you just tell me the movie you want me to see? Like, it was just terrible.
So, yeah, I agree. However, all those things being said, I feel like that segment came off all right.
I'm not sorry if it sounds like I'm bashing it. I liked it. I thought it was good. I hated the what chants. Like, why do these cool crowds do that? Like, it's like they're trying to ruin everything. They're trying to ruin everything.
Yeah, well, I think they're trying to shake the guy speaking, and sometimes it works.
Why would you do that to Triple H, and why would you do it at this moment?
Yeah, I agree. It's never cool. I'm never like, oh, that's awesome. I mean, it was cool in 2002 or whenever it started, but that's it.
When I hear a what chant, I don't want to be. Listen, if I'm friends with you and we're at a show and you start doing a what chant, I'm going to reconsider our friendship. I don't want to be friends with that person.
I agree. Also, they got in my opinion, kind of an unnecessary "you deserve it" chant towards Alexa Bliss.
Wasn't she already champ?
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, what's with this? I mean, I don't even remember what it was for. Oh, I was like, in Evansville, we gave a "you deserve it" chant, but I don't remember even what it was for. It was for Seth Rollins being on the cover of a freaking video game.
Yeah, shame on you guys too.
I wasn't chanting that. That was not part of it.
Oh, I know, and shame on Vegas.
Listen, I don't mind when people chant "you deserve it" if it's a really special moment. But
my favorite was when Miz called out the crowd, all the crowds, and he was like, "Oh, they chanted 'you deserve it' to him," and he immediately turned it around and was like, "That would mean something if you didn't chant it every week."
No, you're right. So, yeah, that was my praise and criticism of that angle. But But again, it got people talking. It was a water cooler moment. And like I said, even though there were things we could pick apart, just in general, the segment came off well. Something happened. That's important to me. Everything else in between the chambers felt unimportant to me. The tag match was kind of inconsequential. The
promos.
Yeah, that's whatever to me. None of them were great, but they don't bother me. Trying to think of really what else to hit on. Is there a match? We didn't talk about Asuka and Jax.
Asuka and Jax, and then Asuka getting hurt at the end of it. You know, the sandbag at the end.
Yeah, who knows? I don't even really remember that part. I feel like that's the match I kind of zoned for.
Well, Nia did what Braun Strowman did at the end. Nia loses the match and then attacks the crap out of Asuka and puts her through a barricade.
I saw the barricade. I didn't know she selling it like she's really hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, they walked her to the back.
But Asuka got the victory, so Nia still needs to find her path.
Her path to WrestleMania. Sure. And then listen, the cruiserweights are going to be at WrestleMania. You're not going to convince me that John Cena can't get to WrestleMania. God bless you.
Thank you.
Sorry. They're going to find a path if they want to. Everyone's going to be in it. Mojo Rawley was in it last year. Cena could be in it.
In WrestleMania or in the Battle
Royale? WrestleMania, any of it. Like when they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't make Mania.
Well, yeah, he's not saying I won't make it. He's just saying I don't know how I'm going to get there.
Yeah, I want to get there in a good way.
I mean, he's either been like a champ going in a championship feud or won the Royal Rumble. So he's always not had to worry about his path there. I get that.
What do you think about Roman Reigns winning, Braun Strowman pinning everybody but Roman Reigns, and then the attack at the end?
I'm fine with it. Listen, you got a lot of people over last night. You got Roman over because he won. He's going to the main event with Brock Lesnar. So check. You got Braun over because Braun beat everybody. Like under normal circumstances, if you pin 5 guys in the Elimination Chamber, you've won the thing.
And took everybody but Elias's finisher.
Yeah, like he came off like a monster last night, which is how he's supposed to be booked. So I thought that was cool. I mean, I would have preferred him winning, but sure, he came off great. And then even Seth, between the past 2 weeks, Seth wrestled for over an hour on Monday and probably damn near close again last night. He's kind of getting this Iron Man idea about him where he's even when he loses, he's coming off very strong too. So he also, I feel like, came off well last night.
I thought Finn looked good. I thought Elias was fine. I mean, I thought they were all good. At the end, when Roman Reigns wins, instead of having a triumphant Roman Reigns, he gets destroyed by Braun Strowman. Do you think they're going to work him in to Mania?
Mania, yes. The title match, I don't think so. I hope
not. No, that's what I mean. You think they're going to work him into the Reigns-Lesnar thing? Or was that just to end the night on a high note?
I think the idea is let's establish Roman as the number 1 contender. Let's establish Braun as the unstoppable monster.
They did it.
Yeah, that's why I said the show, at least those 2 matches were written really well. But then again, another downfall is, like I said, the show felt extremely long to me. And so much of it felt between predictable and dull, unimportant.
Yeah, that's why I'm okay with a C-. If you want to give it a C+, I won't take umbrage.
Yeah, and if you want to collectively meet in the middle and say it's a C, I could do that too. But I feel like a C+ is fine with me.
Seems like a C show to me. I don't know. Fastlane's going to be worse. I'll go ahead and I'll take that prediction.
I've got a prediction for Fastlane that I'm kind of excited about.
Like a surprise?
No, I just have this idea. Like, what do you think's going to happen with the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens angle?
I don't know. It's got to go downhill if they're going to be if that's going to be their match at WrestleMania.
I see Sami Zayn legitimately trying to get pinned all match by Kevin Owens and someone continuously breaking it up. Like, I just kind of see that being an angle that I think will be fun. You've got 5 guys in there. I think Sami Zayn will continue, and this is just an idea that popped. I didn't read this anywhere, but I think that he's going to honor that but Kevin Owens is not going to be able to actually pin him. There'll always be someone on hand to break it up.
Oh, that'd be funny.
That's what I think too. I think there's potential there. I also wanted to tell you, I watched the Kevin Owens Blu-ray set this weekend.
Was that good?
You would love this.
Oh boy.
You would love it. I know it's old. It came out, I think, in July.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet though. I want to see it.
You would love this DVD set or Blu-ray set, however you find it. I know you. I know what you like. I know how much you like Kevin Owens. The story told is a good story. And there's kind of like two features. Like one feature is an hour, and then that's the main one. Kind of follows his career up through, WrestleMania, up until like that 365 special. It covers pretty much everything.
And does it cover him in the Indies?
Extensively.
Okay.
But there's a second feature, which is a bunch of stories, but those stories kind of go chronologically and tell a story, and it's all like independent stuff, and like the stuff with the guy with Jacques Rougeau who trained him. I mean, the stuff that he made him do, really good stuff, and those features rack up to be about 80 minutes. So it's kind of like two features.
He has a good relationship with Jacques Rougeau, correct? He has a bad relationship with Cornette.
Okay, I don't know much about Cornette, and I didn't get a good vibe about Rougeau. I got a negative vibe.
Oh, okay. I know he and Cornette have a ton of heat.
I mean, if you don't want to buy it, I'm sure next time I see you, we could pop it in or something, but you would love this DVD set.
Yeah.
So,
and then do they have any of his indie matches on there?
A lot of NXT stuff. No, there's a lot of indie footage with like, courtesy PWG or courtesy Ring of Honor that you'll see snippets of that are really cool. But no full matches from any of the indies.
Right.
But you'd love it. That's my review for you. You would love it. It's really well done.
I think he's awesome. I hope he has a good WrestleMania story and a good WrestleMania match.
I think he will. That's one thing about him. Like, okay, here's one thing I wanted to mention from the DVD, and then one observation I had on my own. So the thing from the DVD was like, you know how he talks a lot of crap during his matches? Like you hear him actually talking during his matches. When he was in the Indies and young, he ran into Stone Cold Steve Austin at an airport. And he said he only had like a second of FaceTime with him. But he said, Steve, I'm an independent wrestler. I'm making wrestling my living. What's one piece of advice you have for me? And Steve told him, he said the S word, but never stop talking trash. And that's why Kevin does it. And then there's a really cool scene where at WrestleMania, whichever one was in Dallas, the one that Austin helped start, Kevin Owens was the next match out, and he sees Steve walking back, and he says, yo, at the airport, you told me never stop talking trash. Thank you for that. And Steve like gives him a quick hug, and it was a cool kind of full circle moment. Like, you helped me.
That's awesome.
And then my observation is he is one of the best guys at thinking long-term booking and executing long-term booking. What I mean by that was, look at his stuff with, Sami Zayn goes back to NXT and beyond.
Beyond, yeah.
But like his stuff with Jericho was like a whole year almost in build. And same with Sami Zayn. Like the Sami Zayn thing has to culminate at Mania, I feel like. And they've been in this angle since like the summer almost.
Since Hell in the Cell.
Yeah. So like he's just a real master of the only guy who's consistently doing long-term booking. I'm sure that's probably the writers or whatever, but he's really good at making it happen.
And selling it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to give him praise in that respect.
Good. Yeah, I love him.
Is there anything else we need to hit on this morning?
I don't think so. I'm interested tonight. Ronda Rousey's going to be at Raw. I can already feel it.
Brock's going to be there.
Is he?
Yeah, they confirmed last night Brock's going to be there to confront Roman Reigns.
All right. So Brock will be there. Ronda Rousey will be there.
See, like this
should be a good one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is where I'm hoping we finally, like what Mike and I were talking about, like this, maybe they've just been kind of waiting for this to pop off, and maybe now it's going to start getting started. Like, I have reason to believe tonight could be exciting.
I am almost sick of them saying that the road to WrestleMania starts at Royal Rumble, because it really it really starts at the Elimination Chamber and Fastlane. Like, SmackDown's going to be in a holding pattern until Fastlane, and then their road to WrestleMania really starts. So I think tonight for Raw, it should be good.
Yeah, let's keep that hopeful. I'll let you get out of here. I know you've got a lot of little astronauts to get to.
I've got an appointment with space.
No, I don't want to keep you from that appointment. I want to say thank you for making time for me this morning. We always, I feel like...
Always.
If you're not here, it's not quite the same.
I would miss it. I would miss it if it weren't part of my day. Especially when we get to talk about how bad Sonya Deville is. She sucks.
She's got some work to do.
Did you think she sucks?
Yeah, but I feel like she could get there. You just already written her off?
Sucks.
Well, put her on the Challenger. Send her into space.
We're not allowed to make Challenger jokes today.
Oh, yeah, that was one that blew up, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Put her on the Apollo. What Apollo? What's the next spaceship?
Apollo Crews. Put her on Titus Worldwide and send her into space.
I can't top Apollo Crews. Good night, everybody.
Happy birthday, Jake Roberts.